Welcome back, welcome back. Um, yeah, I don't like a video. This is just, I, yeah, I don't think I can be consistent with videos, man. It's so difficult to record. It's like, what do you even talk about? Yeah, this video's gonna be a lot solid because I really have nothing else to talk about. I just want to record something. It's like a meet the demands of the YouTube channel. Um, um, so boring. I think sometimes, God, I mean, okay, this video sucks, but let me try to think of something to say. I think exercise helps you build stress tolerance because I'm trying to figure out why do people who are highly paid, who are DSSs, they can just take a lot of stress. I think part of it is just like they're used to it. But if someone's raising their voice at you, right? They're shouting expletives at you. You're just used to it. You like your body. It's not resilience. It's more like I watched this video where this Chinese mom was saying why they sent their children to Chinese school than Chinese school. Where the argument was that Chinese school doesn't build resilience, right? They just build stress adaptation, meaning the children can work under high stress, right? That's it. But they don't build resilience in the sense of like, for example, um, they like if they fail, they can get back up and do it. It's more like you're under a lot of stress, you can still perform. That's it, right? Whereas they don't have the skill of, for example, of let's say, they say for example there are four parts. So I have one, how much damage you can take, which Chinese school people do really well. But then when they break, how far do they fall? Right, which is a skill perhaps they're less capable. Uh, Three, how long does it take them to get back to normal? And four, when they get like normal, how much do they improve? Do they ever get like normal or worse? And I think that's something pretty good. I don't know if you can hear that, but it's the azan. I don't know if you can hear that, but yeah, it's azan. I like hearing it. Yeah, but I don't know, man. I don't know, man. What was I talking about? Yeah, I think because that's a framework. I've been trying. I like when people, these smart people like Alex Ramosi, or not smart, but like these people, they give you frameworks or mental models, as I like call it. So his resilience has got four parts, right? Like I just said, one is how much damage you can take. Two, how far do you fall when you can't take anymore. Three, how fast do you recover. And four, at what point do you recover? At normal, below or above? Right, there's four parts. I think for if you go to a Chinese school, you're very good number one, but number two, three, and four are a bit lacking. Let's say, right? Because like based on my perception of a lot of people, what people who went through it say, they say it's pretty bad, pretty like bad, right? And they don't necessarily want their children to go through that. I mean, sure, they say it builds toughness, but how, right? Suffering has to have a point, right? Because I could easily just make my kid walk to school 15 kilometers every day, back and forth, right? That builds toughness, right? But I'm sure you're listening to that, yeah, that doesn't build toughness. That's kind of pointless, right? And that's how I view people who perhaps not just about Chinese schools, right? But just in general, who think suffering alone builds toughness, because it doesn't, right? Suffering is pointless. Like I said, I can make my child walk to school 15 kilometers every day, back and forth. Like I'm sure that'll make them tougher, but to what cost? I'm sure you would disagree, right? Just because some like, you have teachers who just like to yell, right? They're really tough on children, but for what? What's the purpose, right? You have to think about that, and you have to think about the sustainability in the sense of like, oh, if your method is so superior, right? Why do your children don't want to follow your path, right? That's the question right there, right? That's the question right there. I'm not saying it's wrong, right? Because you look at, for example, you look at Japan, look at South Korea, look at China, right? The Gakko, whatever. Everyone's complaining and they want it to change, but they can't change it because it's the whole country's like that. But if they had a choice, they would do it. Like, why do you think a lot of South Koreans move to America, right? Because the system fucking sucks in South Korea, in China, in terms of education. It's stressful, man. Children are stressful. They want to follow it, right? So how can you tell me your system's superior when that's the cost? When people are leaving, right? And the thing is, not like people that survive, not even necessarily stressful, right? Because you don't have a lot of jobs, high-paying jobs in China and South Korea. You don't have a problem. So this system, this exam is for what? If you can guarantee everyone who gets a high score gets a good job, okay, you have a point. Maybe I'll agree with you. But not everyone who gets a good high score gets a good score, gets a good job. So what's the point of this suffering, right? The point of suffering is just because you have this weird like mindset that everyone should suffer, right? Because I suffered. For what? You only care about outcome, right? So if my kid didn't suffer and he has the same chance as your kid who suffered, then then I'm pretty sure I'm gonna say I'm gonna have a better system than you, right? I'm gonna say that, right? I don't know why I got worked up about this. I just think it's something I've been thinking about. Yeah, I just think like I just don't like this hustle mindset and stuff like you have to suffer a lot for what for this. Whereas mine thinking, okay, suffer for what? Like, what's the outcome? What's the goal? Because if you have 100 smartest kids and there's only one job, and only one person gets it, just by math, right? Are those 99 people a failure, right? They work hard, man. They do this and that, but just because there's only one job, 99 people have to be not chosen, right? Have to not be chosen. Then are those 99 people wasting their time, right? You tell me. I'm pretty sure they're not. And I think that's my criticism of that sort of hustle mindset, because there's only one job, 1,900 people. So it's not even like, it's like a forced competition on a curve, right? So it's pointless because someone has to lose, right? It's not about you, right? Whereas if you could guarantee, or I could see outcome where like all those people that did 100 people, right? 50 of them, let's say 40 of them did really well, then all of them went to high paying jobs, then I would give you, right? But if it's only 1 out of 100, then no matter how smart the 100 people are, 19 have to lose, right? 19 have to lose. And then in this sort of model, it incentivizes bad behavior, right? Foul play. Because if there's only one, then if I cheat, if I make sure the person breaks a leg, whatever, then I'm justified in the sense of like there's only one job, right? So this suffering is pointless, man. Suffering is pointless. And do you want your children to go through that, right? Because I think a lot of people don't. So a lot of people don't. So it's pointless. It just really irks me, because then that one person succeeds, uses it as sort of evidence and smothers it in other people's face. Bro, you only succeed because there's only one job, right? Not because you're smart. The 99 people were smart too, but you just got lucky, right? There's only one job. It's different if you tell me you got 100 jobs, or 100 theoretical, or 100 get it, but only you got it. Right? Out of 100, there's hundreds job for 100 people, but only you got it because the 99 were not good enough. Then okay, then I'll admit it, bro. You can smother it all in our faces. I wouldn't say anything because we all had a chance to get it. We all could get it, but only you got it. But this module, there's only one person got it, and there's like 99 people who didn't get it. So how can you come up to me and say your model's better, right? It's like you're being a dumbass, right? I think a lot of people have this mindset. I mean, this is just pure speculation, right? I think a lot of people have this mindset where they might not say outright, but that's what they believe, right? Right? They believe if they're successful, then you're not successful, it's on you. Not considering the fact there's only one job out of 100, right? Not considering the fact they moved to a different country, maybe they wouldn't have success, right? There's something like riles me up sometimes, because people try to put the fault on the individual without looking at the system. Because yes, it's not our fault, but it's our problem, correct? Yes, individuals have a part to play, but is it 100%, right? Is it always 100%? Because how can, when I tell you a problem is systemic, right? It's societal. Your solution is all about the individual, right? It's a different framing, right? It's different framing. Like if I say fuel prices are too high, you say, oh, you should save money or more. It's like, that's not a correct solution, is it? Because fuel prices are out of your control. There's this the Strait of Hormuz or whatever, other factors, right? We should focus on that. But no, your solution is on the individual, right? Why are you so individualistic, right? It's like, I mean, this is a general complaint, but it feels like, I mean, I know what I mean well. Like, it's not our fault, but it's your problem, right? But, dude, sometimes it's just nothing you can do. Let's be honest, right? And it's like a competition, can only have one winner, right? No matter how good you are, right? And the difference to you and the next number two could just be 0.001 second, right? So is it really your fault, man? Should you really be getting all this pressure to succeed? When like the system, when the environment is such that only one person can see it, only a few, right? Even they, and if you talk to them, they say, oh my god, I sacrificed too much for this. Even they're not happy, right? Then what's the fucking point? It's like, okay, I'm gonna stop swearing because I don't think it represents me very well, but yeah, what's the point? I mean, no one says this to me, but it's just something I keep absorbing for videos, and the economy is getting worse. Our only hope is my children, when they get older, the aging population will ensure that not many young people. So when they go to find a job, the competition is a lot less, while the demand is the same. Hence, they can find a high-paying job if they have more leverage. Simple as that, right? They have more leverage. Yeah, they have more leverage. I feel like it's something that we should all try to do. I don't know, man. I don't know, bro. Like, what's the future looking like, bro? Like, I mean, in terms of jobs, right? Because even I can point to a lot of things like solar. Even solar is not going well in the sense of like global warming is getting worse. So what's in our future? Like, I mean specifically about the citizens, right? That are getting better in terms of jobs, in terms of benefits, in terms of like something. Maybe public transport. That's the only way, right? Maybe we invest more public transport, so I don't have to drive a car, right? I'd have to drive a car or something. What else is there, bro? Like, trying to think. It's not much. Because I look at Japan. I think I talked about this before, but I'll say it again. I look at Japan, where now there's not a lot of young people, and the workers, the young people who are going to replace, they finally have more leverage over the employers who refuse to change, right? To a culture that refuses to change. And they're slowly improving their lives, right? Not just the new grads, but people who are 30, 40s, because companies realizing, bro, we don't have a lot of options, man. So we better accommodate these people, because if not, they go to someone who will. And it's not even everyone. It's only those people at the top. It starts from top to bottom, right? So only those graduates who are competitive start to it. There's people who are in middle or bottom. Like a lot, I see a lot of videos who are young people work in a small Japanese company, the black companies, right? Who just work you to the bone. They pay you dog shit. There's no promotions, and the boss yells at you all the time. They're not doing well, because again, it starts from outward, inwards, top to bottom. Meaning like the first casualties will be the rural areas and the business there. The urban areas like the Tokyo will be less affected. So it starts from luar ke dalam. Faham? Luar ke dalam, meaning luar ke dalam, meaning so rural areas first, urban areas urban first. So even those big corporations that we think about, rich people live in urban areas, right? So they won't be affected yet. So first is that even in the urban areas, it'll be top to bottom, meaning the people who have the most leverage will be benefiting first, and then we'll slowly move towards the middle and lower ones, right? But that'll take time. So even this scenario, where I think proving is gonna take a long time, man, and I think it won't necessarily affect these companies as big as I think, because at the end of the day, they're worth billions, right? They have a lot of reserves, they have a lot of assets, so this is not even a big thing for them. Meaning they could have just done this earlier, but they don't want to, because why would they, right? Supply of labor is high. They don't have to. So we just have all these decades of suffering for, bro, for nothing, for extra profit, for these big companies. But yeah, hopefully when my children grow up, they'll be in a better labor market, better workplace. That's it, bro. Because what else is there to look forward to be honest, right? Maybe your country's different, but we'll see. I think you need to find a silver lining in life. I think that's left, bro. You need to find a silver lining in life. See what your future holds. Because if not, then like how can you live every day? Because there's something to look forward to. Because sometimes I wake up in the weekend, I have nothing to do, and it's just so boring. And I just look at my phone, which I don't want to do. I consume content. I do eggs. It's just so boring, man. Like it just doesn't fulfill me, and I just want to. I don't want to. I just want to go to sleep. Do you have this problem where you just come on the weekend or after work and you just feel so bored, right? What am I supposed to do? Like, I have nothing else to do. Nothing that fulfills me. Nothing that's exciting. Nothing that interests me. Like, sure, these YouTube videos help, but like, I think I'm playing the long game, because these are not immediately exciting as TikTok. Not even close. But I think in terms of long-term gratification, it's much better. Because I will look at myself and think, wow, all these videos that I did, they're really good. right? They're really good. I wonder if I could upload these videos using my phone, because I'm recording on my phone, right? So now I could just upload using my phone. It's good. Yeah, I'll check this out after this. Because now my problem is, right, that I record these videos on my iPhone. I have to transfer them to my MacBook, and then my MacBook has to upload. Whereas if I could upload using my phone, that'd be so much faster, right? I'll check this after this. I have 5 minutes left. What is there? I went on a rant a bit, but yeah. I think I'm trying to build a backlog of videos too. So like it's not like on a treadmill of like every week I have to go videos. I could have some backlog so that you know, some weeks I'm on holiday, some weeks I'm that the videos are still coming out. And try to be consistent, right? Because I think consistency is one of those things I keep reading about that just has some sort of like superpower like quality that I just want to embody. Yeah, so okay, 4 minutes left. I don't know what else to talk about, man. I think I just yeah, man, try to do better weekends. What do you do? I think friendship's one of the things where I struggle a lot with, because I think I'm too friendly, right? Because I can sense in people's behavior, like, why is this guy being so friendly to me? And I just don't know how else to act, because it's either I'm too friendly or I don't want to talk to you at all. Because people, when I tell them I'm introvert, I really mean it, in the sense of like, the reason I like to talk is because I'm surrounded with people, right? It's an open air office that I have to see people talk, so I feel uncomfortable if I don't talk to people, right? Because like, if I'm sitting there doing my work and I don't have to talk to people, why is it the case to have to be in an open air office? Why can't I be in a cubicle, right, staring at a wall for 9 hours? Like, I'm good with that, bro. To be honest, like, yeah, I can focus on my work, but I'm forced to be in an open office and I don't talk to people. It's just like, I'm so uncomfortable, right? It just feels like part of my attention is always being occupied by all these other people. So why can't I talk? That's the reason, bro. Like people don't believe me when I say it, bro. Like, I'm introvert in the sense of the only difference between introvert and extrovert is that introvert gain more energy from doing things on their own, focus on something. Extrovert gain more energy from talking to people, right? From doing activities that are related to people, which could be like talking, doing projects together, yada yada. And it's a spectrum, right? I think most people are in the middle, in the sense of, let's say, 60-40, right? Meaning most people are max 60% introverts, 60% introverts, right? The 40% is the other side. Very rarely I meet someone who more than 60% of the time of their time spent being alone, or more than 60% of the time spent with people, right? Because you always tell people, they always tell you they're introverted, right? Even those extroverts will tell you they're introverted, right? Because they don't want to portray this image, maybe, of they like to talk to people, right? People don't want to portray this image. I think that's one aspect. I think the other aspect is just generally like, there's a spectrum, right? Because when people think of introverts, they mean 100%. But I don't think that's necessarily the case. I think most people are ambiverts in the middle, assuming it's between 60 to 40%. Meaning if you're introverted, max 60%, you're ambivert, right? Because the 40% is quite huge. So you would rather spend 50% more time alone doing your own thing than talking to people. But you still spend a significant amount of time. You can still gain energy from talking to people, right? I think that's the case for me, because I used to be like very introverted, doing my own thing. But recently I've been switched to more introvert, right? So the 60-40 is flipped. So now let's say I'm 60% extroverted, 40% introverted. Mainly because my environment, right? Because I'm forced to go to work, open an office, such as that. And I don't have a project to really sink my teeth into. Because before I could focus a lot of time on video games, on reading, on many video games, right? So when you play video games, you necessarily have to cut down on talking to people. So I was fine with that. Generally, I was fine. I could play 100 hours a week of like some video game, like Persona 5, right? It's awesome. I still wanted that. But it's just, I got other commitments now, right? I got to talk to family, I got to talk to this. I do find more enjoyment in terms of social events, because I'm organizing a lot more social events. Monthly, bi-monthly, 3 times, once every 3 months, every quarterly. I found a lot of enjoyment in that. But I don't think I'm more than 60% extroverted, because after some point I do feel the sense of diminishing returns in terms of hanging out with people, in terms of talking to them. And so that I think I'm not introverted in that sense. And also I don't have the planning skills, I guess, because some people, I feel like they can hang out with the same person every day and it's just so effortless, right? For me, I have to make a lot of effort, bro. It's a lot of effort. Like, I don't know, bro, like, some people, them and their friends, just effortless, right? Just effortless. For me, I feel like I have to make a lot of effort, bro. So maybe just like I said, maybe it just means I'm a bad extrovert, but it just takes a lot of effort. And I hang out with someone too long, I get annoyed by them. They get annoyed by me, and there's marginal, that's it, the marginal utility decreases, right? The diminishing returns. So in that sense, my social band ran out. But it's just I have nothing else to sink my teeth into, man. Like what else is there? So, the best thing I think of is games, right? I'll play RPG like Persona 5 for 100 hours, and I'm just so into it for 4 6 hours. It's like sometimes when I feel like down, I read a good book. Everything feels much better, right? I'm lacking the activities, so I think I'm adaptable, right? So I switch to people. When there's no people, I switch to activities. When there's no activities, I switch to people, which I think is what most people do, right? They're adaptable. I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure. All right, it's 20 minutes. See you later in the next video. Peace out.